The architect of Raila Odinga's fifth presidential trial is the left-handed man in Statehouse, President Uhuru Kenyatta. There have been this narrative by Tanga wing that Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to manage his succession, and he should not do that the same way that Mwai Kibaki, they believe, did not manage his succession. But I think, do a video here to debunk that narrative that Mwai Kibaki did not manage, because I believe that Mwai Kibaki managed his succession politics. So this has been there, and I ask this question this way. Do you think the president does not have the right to at least give his opinion of or provide direction to Jubilee Party in terms of who becomes the next president? Because apart from being the president of the country, he is also the party leader of the ruling party, Jubilee Party. Because today, the 13th of January, President Uhuru Kenyatta met pro-handshake MPs and senators in Statehouse in what they called as New Year bipartisan luncheon. And I think I saw some observations there that I want to share, because that meeting was actually called Azimio la Umoja meeting. I think MPs are led towards Azimio la Umoja. Now, I want to put this meeting to context. First, this meeting is coming at a time when Raila Odinga is preparing to host the Azimio la Umoja Western Kenya, Central Kenya chapter in Thika on Saturday. That is, tomorrow is 13th, tomorrow is 14th, Friday 14th, then it will be on 15th. That will be in Thika Stadium. President Uhuru Kenyatta was in Nyanza, Mbita, and he was in Kisumu and Mbita and Naivasha, where he also campaigned for Raila Odinga. Then today, this Thursday, he met this leader. So all these are not just happening by coincidence. I think they're just concerted efforts to push a specific agenda. I wanted to note something, that also in that meeting, I saw two leaders that raised some eyebrows, because Kitui Senator Enoch Wambua, who is a very close ally of Kalonzo Musyoka, attended the meeting, even though Kalonzo Musyoka was invited amongst other OKA co-principals, but they were not seen. I didn't see Gideon Moi, I don't know whether he attended, but Enoch Wambua attended. So I also believe that in that case, Kalonzo Musyoka was represented. Secondly, I saw Kimilili Member of Parliament, Chris Wamalwa, who is eyeing the gubernatorial, Trans Nzoia gubernatorial, I think, governor's seat through Ford Kenya. He's a Ford Kenya Member of Parliament and a very big confidant of Moses Wetangula. So that also raised eyebrows. Is he thinking of joining the Azimio la Umoja instead of going through with the Ford Kenya party? That's a question. But remember, he's also facing Natembeya, who I believe is an Azimio candidate. Those are observations that I saw there. Now, in this video, I wanted to analyze some 5 objectives that were really why the president and Raila Odinga held that meeting. Actually, also Raila Odinga attended that meeting. Why they held that meeting. And please, if you're new to this channel, kindly take a second and subscribe. More importantly, give this video a thumbs up or a like so that YouTube can suggest this video. And more importantly, I also look at the comment sections. Also get us your feedback. I take every feedback. I can't respond to all, but I respond, guys. And so I take every feedback positively towards building this channel. And I want to shout out to Alois Odhiambo for your feedback. That has been overwhelming. I wanted to take some few seconds and listen to President Uhuru Kenyatta's speech today in Statehouse when he was holding that meeting.
The bill on NHIF and the other acts around the health sector are now going to open up and give us that opportunity to be able to give our people that which we promised them of universal health care. And the political parties amendment that we are trying to push through, which some people have tried to demonize as they try to demonize BBI, that is giving us an opportunity for us to be able to formally work together across political parties in the interest of the nation. Because this is what we are trying to achieve. As we sit here today, yes, I am a proud member of Jubilee, but I am an even prouder member of the Kenyan society, which I see reflected around these tables here. To be here with leaders from across the divide. And this is really what we are trying to achieve.
When you listen to President Uhuru Kenyatta's speech in that meeting, it just tells you why first it was held. It was held to whip the Senate in passing the political parties bill. President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila were cognizant of the fact that William Ruto's wing were out and putting out their guns to frustrate the political parties bill in the Senate, just the way they also tried to frustrate it in the National Assembly. Because in the National Assembly, we witnessed drama, fights, and a lot of amendments being thrown in that political party's bill to try, just in a bid to delay it, but then it went through the National Assembly. So the president held that meeting, and that is why I know that, that is why I think the leaders from One Kenya Alliance were actually invited. That's why I saw the senator from Kalonzo Musyoka side. They were invited to that meeting to whip them to pass that political party's amendments bill in the Senate. Because the president actually mentioned that just the same way Building Bridges initiative collapsed, there are also some people, and not just them mentioning, but the Tangatanga wing, who are determined to frustrate that bill. And that is why I didn't see Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja there, but I think he was the person who was rumored to have been paid some cash by William Ruto to maybe to try to find a way the bill could collapse in Senate. Of course, that was just in the street, and he came out and said it was never there. So how was that? How is the president wanted to achieve that? He wanted to achieve that one by making sure that he treats those MPs and actually thanks the members of parliament from in the National Assembly for passing the bill. And of course, even holding that meeting and talking about that political party's bill, you will actually see that he was trying to tell the members, the senators, that his interest is in that bill. The only points of convergence, because I've listened to Raila Odinga's speech, and both for President Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga also spoke about the political parties bill. And President also spoke about the political parties bill. The other bills that he mentioned, the money laundering and the other one for NHIF, I think they're also significant. But of course, those are just in for his legacy projects. But I think the political parties bill is the one that made that meeting to be held, so that first he could actually make it very official, very clear that his hand is in the political parties bill. So the senators who are there were being whipped so that they make sure they pass the bill. Remember the threats that Alice Wahome gave in a direct rally, mentioning that if the Senate is done, when the Senate is done with it, they're going to take it to court. But I think the president is determined to make sure that it goes through the Senate. That is one. Two, Uhuru Kenyatta was cleverly trying to use that meeting to gauge the strength of Jubilee Party. You know, interestingly, Jubilee was supposed to host a national delegates conference in December. I think it was 9th, if I'm not wrong. Now, that NDC was not held. It was cancelled last minute with an excuse that President was attending an event in Tanzania. I think some national celebration in Tanzania. Then it was to be held in January. We are at almost half January, but there is still no date for Jubilee NDC. And I want to think that one of the reasons why maybe it was held, why Uhuru Kenyatta postponed it, is because there are very many forces of dissent within Jubilee Party. The truth of the matter is, whatever is remaining at the Thika Road based party is just a skeleton. Sabina Chege have ditched the party. Host of MPs have also joined William Ruto, while some of them are aligning themselves towards Raila Odinga, more close to Raila Odinga than even the Jubilee Party. And Uhuru maybe held that meeting to gauge. He called the pro-handshake team, which involves both Jubilee and ODM, but then Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju will be keen to look at his register and find out who has come for that meeting. So that when Uhuru will call Jubilee NDC, he can gauge, can he get the quorum to hold the Jubilee NDC? And so that's why I think that meeting was critically for that. And that is why I checked that the Statehouse Facebook page, they shared 50 photos of that meeting. The reason why the photos were shared, they also wanted to show the numbers. Because more interestingly is this, that guys, previous meetings in State House have been really confidential, where you're told that MPs walk in and they're told their phones are confiscated, or they're told to keep their phones off. They're not allowed to take photos, and they're not even to take videos and so. But in this meeting, everything was laid bare and these photos were out in public. The reason why that meeting was laid in public first was just to gauge who can come for Jubilee NDC if that NDC is called. So I think that's also another reason why Uhuru Kenyatta held that meeting. My third point is Uhuru and Raila are so keen in taming defections to the party. I know it must be worrying to them that Anne Waiguru joined William Ruto, Sabina Chege joined Moses Kuria's party, and by the way, someone was asking me in the channel, how did I know that? If you check the Moses Kuria Facebook page, he shared a poster there of Sabina Chege vying for Kigumo constituency seat through Chama cha Kazi Party. Purity Ngirishi, who was in Jubilee, elected in Jubilee, joined UDA, then also decamped. And there are still more. This is happening even with the Raila Odinga team. Now, one of the reasons why they were holding that meeting to tame those is because even the members of parliament or aspirants are confused. They passed that bill. There is Azimio la Umoja, which they are now allowed to vie as Azimio la Umoja candidates or political parties candidates. Because Azimio la Umoja, which is also going to be a coalition according to the political parties bill, you can vie as a coalition candidate. Raila Odinga is going to vie as an Azimio la Umoja coalition candidate, not as an ODM candidate. So the MPs also, some of them are defecting because they are at crossroads. They don't understand. Am I going to vie as an ODM candidate or a Jubilee candidate, or am I going to vie as an Azimio la Umoja candidate? So that meeting also, I think, made some clarifications, because being that part of it was the political parties bill, the president and Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, I think, clarified to the members on parliament on their fate in the event that the political parties bill is passed. So that is my opinion to that. My other reason, fourth reason, is Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to consolidate a team, and this team, he's trying to counter William Ruto shocking waves. This is what is happening. The photos from Eldoret Sports Club, Bomet Stadium, And William Ruto's photos of William Ruto's events, I think also have been sending shocking waves to the Uhuru Raila team. And so they're also trying to consolidate their troops. And that is why I mentioned to you people that when I was doing this meeting, I put it to the context of that it is in between an Azimio la Umoja meeting in Thika Stadium. So when Uhuru brings this team, they're trying to rejuvenate the MPs because there seems to be some fatigue. I wanted to ask why Ngunjiri Wambugu, if I'm not wrong, Nyeri Town MP, has been missing in space because he doesn't know. So Uhuru Kenyatta also held that meeting to re-energize the pro-handshake team so that they can push the handshake agenda. On Saturday, expect leaders who you've never seen in Azimio la Umoja podium rally to be in Thika. This is going to done just also to show them so that President Uhuru Kenyatta can give them an assurance that, you know what, I work with Raila Odinga. President Uhuru Kenyatta is committed to show that, of course, he's working with Raila Odinga because there are also leaders who also wants to see that. Central Kenya MPs who are close to Raila, they want that assurance from President Uhuru Kenyatta that Uhuru Kenyatta is also supporting Raila. Not that they are sacrificing their the threats they're going through or the problems they're going through in ground to sell Raila Odinga when the president is not supporting Raila. So I think that's also one of the reasons that Uhuru and Raila is consolidating the team to counter the Uda wave. And that is why the Thika Stadium rally is going to be big, just because of whatever has happened in Statehouse today. Guys, that was amazing. I think I also saw somewhere that Uhuru Kenyatta have mobilized the pro-handshake team to go on ground and push for voter registration, because the mass voter registration is starting, second phase of that is starting on 17th January. I think probably that's next week. And so this team is also being encouraged, and I think they'll be given resources so that they can go and push people to vote, because that is also important. So guys, that's my thought, and you can also get a comment section and tell us what you think. I think my next video I'm going to analyze on the Thika Stadium rally on Saturday. I'm going to talk about that, and so stick around here and also tell us. As we're doing this video, we were at 350 subscribers. Thank you. Let's continue pushing this.